Hi, this is Steve Sabludowsky, publisher of Bayoubuzz.com, and on our hangout today, we're hanging out with Jim Brown. Jim, great seeing you. How's Baton Rouge doing?
Well, it's kind of crazy up here. I had lunch with a number of legislators in Baton Rouge today, Steve, and I got reflecting on this because I do a column on my website, which is jimbrownla.com, and I wrote a column yesterday about the gridlock up in Washington, D.C., but then I got thinking, we have gridlock, confrontation, and virtually nothing being done on the national level, obviously, with everything from the IRS to spying on people, you name it, and Congress is rightly outraged. But we got the same kind of gridlock and nothing being done in Baton Rouge. At lunch with the Representative Steve Carter, who's heading up the whole education package. Now, around the country, you ask people about Louisiana, and they're going to say, oh, gosh, they're doing all kinds of radical change in education. Nothing has really been done outside of a little movement within the charter school area, but the perception is there because there's been so much buzz. But quite frankly, between the courts and obstructionist legislators, it's kind of shut the whole educational debate down. We're in a money crisis up here in Baton Rouge. Some legislators and the governor seem to be trying to creatively using one-time money, this amnesty money. You get a free break with no interest, no penalties if you pay up your back taxes. That's one-time money, yet they're trying to use that to pay for recurring expenses. That's illegal. It's unconstitutional. Sounds good to balance the budget, but the courts are going to throw that out, too. I know. I was a delegate to the 1973 Constitutional Convention. So gridlock in Baton Rouge, and then if I'd have to say so, this is my perception, but there is a sense of nothing being done in New Orleans in the public sector. The mayor versus the sheriff. What's happening with the massive crime rate down there. Not just this terrible Mother's Day shooting, but the whole element that New Orleans has got the highest murder rate in the world. Not in Louisiana, not in America, in the whole world. And so, Steve, all those things show this gridlock. And now I'm not saying some good can't come out of it. I've been really impressed with the young new element that's coming to New Orleans, for example, with a bunch of kids. My son now lives down in the Warehouse District with a bunch of kids here last week. And you know what they told me? They said, we're not paying any attention to what's happening in Baton Rouge. We're not paying any attention to politics because we can do pretty well if government just gets out of our way and leaves us alone. And that's a prevailing attitude that was not there when I started in politics back in the 1970s, and really not as far as, say, 7 or 8 years ago. Now, that may be healthy within the economic development and the business climate of New Orleans, greater New Orleans, of Louisiana, and the country. But from the political viewer and the political structure, not a lot is being done at any level, state, local, and particularly on the national level. So it's a strange time that I've not seen in my lifetime, that is what's going on in this country, this state, and in your city today.